Alright, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be reviewing the Hangout Trilogy, Nostalgic, Crossroads, and Underground Hangout. So, I'm mostly just going to refer to them as one game, because they're all connected to each other. But yeah, so the game mainly focuses on cinematic experience, with some horror elements in it. So it's not entirely horror, and I didn't think it was that scary. And it's just mainly story, so like you're most likely not going to be touching your keyboard for like a good 50% of the game. And when I was recording this, I was like, damn, this is a pretty good game. Why have so little players? And I realized I was like 2 to 1 years late. But you know, it's all good, all good. Because I'm low-key glad I got to play this game. Especially around the time when the first game, Nostalgic Hangout, got revamped. But a little bit about the game is that there's some sort of Roblox government that is managing the stability of the Roblox platform. And whenever they see some not so cool stuff happening, they either reset the game so that the data isn't corrupted anymore, or they straight up pull up to the game, like a portal opens up, and like they will shoot down. I think they just straight up murk everyone, bro. Or no, they kill the player. No, they don't kill. They kill the person that's like fucking up the game. And right now, they are currently investigating the game that we are currently playing, which is very ironic because I find the idea to be very creative. And the reason why they're investigating us is because we are somehow glitching through the game's code. And I don't think we're doing this intentionally. I think something's just calling out to us. And when we do glitch through the game's code, we find some stuff that we should have seen, right? But that's just going to be a wrap up for the brief overview. And now, I'll be talking about the things that I liked and didn't like about the game, and my final verdict at the end. So, let's get straight into it. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about are the animations. I think the animations were pretty good overall, but I want to talk more about the difference between Nostalgic Hangout Revamp's animations and the other two games. And you can definitely tell that Bro has improved in animation, because you can tell how fluid the animations are on Postman compared to like the two other games. And during Postman's Crash Out, you can see how much emphasis went into like his body gestures compared to the other two, where it looked like he just began learning animation, hence like the stiff and slow animations. And honestly, I cannot wait for the revamps of the other two games, because I just know it's gonna be peak, if not better than the first revamp, because it's going to be so much better in terms of animation quality. And another thing I like to talk about is the voice acting. I think the voice acting in general was pretty good. I'm just surprised that almost everyone had a VA. And what's crazy is that it actually sounded authentic. It didn't sound like anyone was acting. It actually sounded like they were in the moment. Unlike, you know, another game that has like 10,000 times more budget than a Roblox game.
Let's see what you're made of, asshole.
Not yet. It's not my time.
But yeah, the voice acting was pretty good. And I wanted to point out Nia's voice actor during that one scene. And I think y'all know what I'm talking about.
No. About this job.
Oh! Oh, fuck. Man, I knew it. I knew one of them was gonna die. I knew one of them was gonna die. You can't do this to me, bro.
What? No.
honestly, holy shit, man. Like, I knew one of them was going to die when they got introduced during the beginning as a couple. But, like, dying like this? Yeah, you're finished, bro. And Nia's VA did such a wonderful job capturing that emotional loss. Especially with Hunter's farewell words through the radio. And the buildup of us trying to search for him house to house. It's just, wow. Right? And that scream at the end? Yeah, fuck me, bro. I genuinely started tearing up. And I don't think a Roblox game has ever done that to me. Right. Another thing I like to talk about are the two endings in Crossroads Hangout and the plot twist in the third game. So, for the two endings, I think you did a good job of showing what happened if you decide to side with the myths or press the button. And if you decide to side with the myths, it would bring you to Jim's computer. And when you explore around, it's dark, or somewhat dark. But, you know, you see a guy lying on the ground. He's probably fucking dead. And there's just this sense of dread and remorse with the slow, uncanny music in the background. And, like, you know, around at the end, something happens. You probably get fucked, so, yeah. And it's like the game is telling you, hey man, remember when you decide to side up the myths? Yeah, I think you fucked up, right? And you know, now you're gonna live in your own hell, right? Is that's pretty cool. Now, if you press the button, we're brought to a future inside the 2023 jailbreak game, where, you know, we press the button, the myths are gone, presumably, and Roblox is safe and sound. And there's a bacon here, sitting right in front of us. They console us, saying that, you know, we made the right choice. We did what we had to do in order to defeat the myths. Or now we have a chance at defeating the myths. Despite getting rid of all the classic things. The bacon here tells us that it's like, oh yeah, it's okay, bro. And that, you know, we'll never die, because we'll always live on in your memories. And for this ending, it just felt so bittersweet. Because it had the same background music as, like, the Myths ending, but it's just, like, not uncanny this time. I think it's, like, might just be, like, the original version. Combined with the jailbreak map, like, we're just, like, low-key looking at it. And there's a feeling of, like, yeah, we won, man. But at what cost? And for that, I'd just like to say, absolute cinema, right? Both endings depicted the consequences of our actions. And both did a really good job. And lastly, I want to talk about the plot twist at the very, very end of the game when we defeated 1X. And so it was like, yeah, man, we finally did it. We killed 1X. Nia, probably, but I guess they're both in heaven now, right? Anyways, Hoff pulls up. He's like, yo, you alright, bro? We finally did it. We beat we beat 1X. And then when he goes to pick up the crown, Beck shows up and shoots him. And I'm like, why the fuck would you do that, bro? Oh, man! Who would have guessed Mr. Special Ops over here was John Doe the entire time? Because I didn't, right?
Complete the mission.
Yeah,
Come
the
on.
cost of 2 people.
Let's go.
No fucking way.
I see it now. One to be a murderer, one to be a monarch, and one to be mad, who will change history. Why fit into society when you can rebuild it?
Wait. Oh
Mine
shit!
is always right. My crown will weigh heavy.
It was John Doe the entire time, or did they like switch out, bro? Bro, Yeah, no wonder why he had that mask on, you know? I guess that's what the point of the mask is, right? But yeah, I didn't see that shit coming. You probably didn't too. There's probably that one guy that did though. But yeah, it's just whatever, right? But yeah, overall, pretty good stuff, man. I am going to move on to the next part where the things that I didn't like, but to be fair, there's not much in that section. I hope. So, there's not much for me to say here. If I'm really nitpicky, the only thing I do want to talk about is like the lazy writing for Nia turning into 1X, or like 1X taking over her body. Because like, you can't just touch the beam after losing your boyfriend. I just think that happened for the plot so that we would run the ones with 1X. And I feel like there could have been a better way of like 1X coming back. Now obviously I don't have my own suggestion. I didn't think this far. But when I was playing, I was like, why the fuck would you touch the beam, bro? There's genuinely no good reason why, right? Now, for being really nitpicky here, if you did want your game to be horror, I would say your chase sequences are kinda I'm not gonna lie. Because so many times, I was just turning my camera back and I'm like, yo, is there someone chasing me? I don't see anything, bro. Or, you know, I just didn't experiment with getting caught. And the monsters, I don't think they actually did anything. And once again, I didn't try getting caught myself, so I wouldn't know. But it seemed more of like they were doing like a whole lot of gas just for the story. Especially like when we were playing Holdout in the house and that monster from Residence Massacre was like trying to get in. Because I don't think you did anything. Even though I was like low-key kind of lost on where to go. So, but this is just if you wanted your game to be like half story, half horror. Then yes, I would say that's the issue. If you just want it to be story, then just don't give a shit on what I said about the horror elements. And this is like one teeny bit that I had an issue with. And during Crossroads Hangout, when we were talking with Lesis, I genuinely could not hear him, bro. Like, if it not for the subtitles, I would low-key just be locked in, trying to listen to what he's saying. Because I think half the things he was saying through VA did not correlate with what he said in the subtitles. That's just me being like nitpicky. If anything, I probably would have just had lazy writing for Nia in this section, and that would be done. But you know, just my personal thoughts on a few small stuff that I think could improve the game. Alright, we're at the end of the video. And I think I will rate this game an 8.3 out of 10. I think in general, everything was good. The story was cohesive. It was interesting. The voice acting was good. And the animations were decent to good overall. There are a few rough edges here and there. But I think with the revamp coming in sometime soon, I think the trilogy will be better. And I think it would have had a much higher rating if I were to review it later on. And I think it's still worth playing, low-key, just so you can get a feel of how bro started, and then, you know, maybe wait like a year or a few months for the revamps to come out, and you can see how much bro has improved. Oh yeah, and also did I mention this guy's solo dev? Yeah. Oh boy, yeah, we love solo dev games, right? So, good shit, man. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. See y'all next time.